Well, good Sunday evening. Thanks for logging on. I'm Meteorologist Brandon Lashbrook, and with here a quick check of the tropical Atlantic for you, as today is the first day of September, the month we typically see the most activity in the Atlantic, and the National Hurricane Center is looking at 3 areas of some potential development over the next 2 and 7 days. So let's dive right in with the first one closest to home. We have an area of some disturbed weather still kind of hanging around the northern and northwestern Gulf of Mexico. Over the next 2 and 7 days, there is a very slim chance that we may see some slow tropical development if it can maintain itself over the warmer Gulf of Mexico waters. See, a 10% chance there over the next 2 and 7 days. So, not really expecting a wind maker with this system. More so going to be some heavier rainfall, the main threat that could provide some flash flooding possibility for some portions of coastal Texas and Louisiana. So, as of that 1 p.m. outlook, Central Time outlook, only that slim, low chance for any possible development, as it will kind of meander over the Gulf of Mexico over the next day or so before we eventually working its way inland later this week. Here's current satellite and radar. You can kind of see more so scattered showers and a few storms mixed in across portions of eastern Texas and central and southeastern Louisiana. We had a few showers here in Baton Rouge earlier today, but mostly it's kind of been hot and humid, of course, with tropical moisture kind of sitting in the tropical air right over the area. And kind of see another satellite view I want to show you is the visible satellite. And kind of break down the structure of this system. It is very, very disorganized. Over in the western Gulf of Mexico, just off the Texas coast, I'm going to circle some of these low-level clouds. And so when I play it back, you kind of see a little bit of a low-level swirl, a little bit of that counterclockwise rotation. It's a very broad area of lower pressure. Now, off to the east, we see more so that thicker cloud cover in the mid and upper levels. You can kind of as well see a little very broad swirl right about here in that counterclockwise direction. That may indicate some mid-level or upper-level kind of spin, but notice that's to the east of the low-level center, and any tropical cyclone wants to be vertically stacked, which this system is very much not so. So it is very disorganized, and the shower activity is more so following a diurnal cycle, where in the day we see more shower and storm activity pick up, and then overnight a little bit more so waning on that storm activity and convection out there in the Gulf of Mexico. So the headlines for this area of disturbed weather is that the developmental chances are very slim. At this point, seem unlikely, but can't exactly rule it out. As you go into about Tuesday to Wednesday, this will begin to move inland, and then by then, any developmental chances will be pretty much over at that point. But in regard to impacts, again, not going to be expecting any real, strong winds with this. More so going to be some heavy rainfall possibility to bring an isolated flash flooding threat for portions of Louisiana and Texas. So a great way to see this and visualize this is with the moisture in the atmosphere. You see a lot of these more beige colors there across Houston and southwestern Louisiana. That's some deep tropical moisture this evening for Sunday. Play it forward, we go into your Monday, notice that deeper moisture kind of moves off to the south to southwest, and some slightly drier air works its way into our area here in Baton Rouge. And so our rain chances for Labor Day here in southeast Louisiana will be more of an isolated to widely scattered pop-up shower and storm chance in the afternoon. Going forward into Tuesday to Wednesday, we follow the moisture levels, and the higher moisture, that deep tropical moisture you see, that it will begin to pull inland by Wednesday. And so by Wednesday, that's when we could see that more widespread rain shower and storm chance throughout the day Wednesday, and still linger around into our Thursday as well. We're going to be seeing that chance for some heavy rainfall with some of these bands, and that could bring that potential of isolated of a flash flooding threat. Beyond Thursday, we could possibly see a weak frontal boundary off to the north slide southward, and that may actually bring some drier northerly winds. You see these more blue colors working their way in now, lower moisture content, some drier air, which means that our rain chances will be kind of trending lower as we go into next weekend here in Louisiana, and may even see some lower humidity as well, which would be very welcomed here as we kind of enter in today, of course, meteorological fall. Doesn't really feel like that, however, it's still a little bit on the hotter side here in the region. Now for Wednesday as well as Thursday here, we have that green color. That's that marginal risk, level 1 out of 4, for an isolated chance for some flash flooding Main areas with the highest threat for that would be those low-lying, poor drainage and urban areas where some heavier rainfall may kind of overwhelm the short-term drainage systems. Again, that's more on an isolated basis, not expecting any widespread flooding issues as we go over the next 5 days. Rainfall totals on average around 2 to 3 inches. Of course, you may see some locally higher amounts where some of the heavy rainfall sets up, and again, most of this heavy rainfall will be occurring on Wednesday and Thursday. Monday and Tuesday here locally would be more so the isolated and widely scattered rain shower and storm chance. So again, spread out, not going to be too much of an issue, but on Wednesday and Thursday, that would be the best chance for some of that heavier rainfall that might bring a isolated flash flooding threat. Now, elsewhere on the tropics, we have 2 other waves to keep an eye on. One just off the coast, or just on the coast, rather, of Africa, Western Africa right there. You kind of see a disturbance to the right side of that yellow circle there. That's that disturbance. Disturbance 3 has a low chance of development as of now over the next 7 days, as it would likely continue to move west and northwestward. Something to keep an eye on, but no immediate threats as of right now. To the west, however, we have this kind of tropical wave that we've been following the past couple of days. As of right now, it has a medium chance of development as of that 1 p.m. Central Time outlook from the National Hurricane Center. You can kind of see where some of the showers and storms are, roughly right in here, east of the Lesser Antilles Islands. It is very disorganized. There is no real immediate center of circulation that would promote an area of low pressure. So it's still a disorganized area of some showers and some storms. And it will be moving into the Lesser Antilles by Monday or so. Regardless of any development, it will bring some high surf and some gusty winds, maybe, and some rain for the islands there. Now, beyond that, that's where you see we have that orange highlighted area. That is where we could possibly see the beginning of some development. Now, again, chances are still on the lower to medium side. As of today, some of the ensemble members of the GFS model and the European model have kind of backed off on some of the robust, aggressive nature of developmental of this system. So if something does develop, it would likely not be until about the central or western Atlantic. And by that time frame, we're talking about late this week, maybe Friday or this upcoming weekend. So that's about a week out from any potential developmental chance of a low pressure system. So any model runs you see right now will continue to struggle until we see an actual center of circulation, a low pressure center develop. So they will continue to, of course, flip-flop back and forth those single model runs. So again, don't focus on the single model runs. Keep an eye on the official forecast. But beyond late this week, where we could possibly see some development, again, we're talking about a potential track. There's going to be a high uncertainty on where the system may go, how strong it is. Again, it may take a more west-northwesterly track, and of course that would bring a chance that it may move into the Gulf of Mexico. That's a possibility. Or it may continue more on a westerly track when we're talking about the more so of the Yucatan Peninsula or even Central America. So again, there's going to be high uncertainty on the potential track if the system develops at all. So as of right now, no immediate threats to the Gulf of Mexico or here in Louisiana, but something to keep an eye on as we go over the next week or so. Nothing to freak out over as of now, just something to keep an eye on over the official forecast as we go through this week and heading toward next week as well. So again, here locally in Louisiana, here in Baton Rouge, we'll see a lower rain chance for Monday, Tuesday. Tuesday is more so a transition day, and then we'll see those widespread showers and storms kind of rolling Wednesday, Thursday with that deeper tropical moisture, with highs kind of backing off in the upper 80s. And then as we go toward the end of the week, toward next weekend, we could possibly see that drier air move in, and we'll see our morning lows fall into the lower 70s and our highs still in the upper 80s. So that's it for now on the tropics out there. So again, we'll keep an eye on the forecast for you as we go through this upcoming week, as we continue to track the tropics for you. So for the Storm Tracker team, I'm meteorologist Brandon Lashbrook.